Welcome to Digital Learning, an initiative of Directorate of Collegiate Education, Government of Karnataka. I'm Nandana NJ, Assistant Professor of English, Government First Grade College, Malleshwaram, Bengaluru. Eloquentia 3 is the title of the third semester General English textbook prescribed for the BSc stream affiliated to Bengaluru City University under the State Education Policy. Tara, a play by Mahesh Dattani, is prescribed for 20 marks. In the previous 6 sessions, Tara has been dealt in detail. The first session, we were introduced to the playwright Mahesh Dattani and the purpose of the playwright. In the second session of Tara, I discussed in detail the plot of the story of the play Tara. And in the third session, the character sketches of the play Tara was discussed in detail. And in the fourth session, the themes of the play were discussed. And in the fifth session, a critical analysis of the play Tara was done. And in the sixth session, the glossary session, all the difficult words pertaining to the play Tara were discussed. This is the seventh session. We have come to the more or less the fag end of the video sessions. So in this session, this I think the students will find the most important session, as this will relate to the comprehension part of the play Tara. In the textbook, in the BCU textbook, after the play Tara by Mahesh Dattani, there is a comprehension unit wherein a few questions are provided. They are testing questions which can be expected in the exam. The questions come under the purview of 5 marks and 10 marks. So in this session, I have discussed in detail the relevant points for each question. The contents of this session: objectives, learning outcomes, comprehension, 5-mark questions, 10-mark questions. So in fact, I shall be discussing the answers for all the 5-mark questions and the 10-mark questions. Let me make it clear at the very beginning. In the video, you will be looking only at the points. If you download the study material pertaining to session 7, you can download the entire answers. The objectives of this session: to enhance students' understanding of Mahesh Dattani's Tara through structured comprehension questions, to encourage critical thinking and interpretation of characters, themes, and plot, to improve analytical reading skills by exploring key passages from the play, to strengthen students' ability to answer text-based and inferential questions, to promote meaningful discussions and engagement with the play's social issues. Session outcomes. At the end of the session, the students will demonstrate a clear understanding of the storyline and characters of Tara. The students will be able to answer comprehension questions with textual evidence. The student will develop critical reading and interpretative skills, will also express insights on themes like gender bias, family dynamics, and identity. And lastly, the student will gain confidence in analyzing and discussing literary works. The first question: write short notes on the Siamese twins Chandan and Tara. The first main, there are 20 marks is the prescribed component of Tara. So in the exam, you can expect 2 questions for 5 marks each, and 1 question you need to answer for 10 marks. And there will be choices. So the first main pertains to the 5-mark questions. For the 5-mark questions, please remember you have to answer in a page each and follow a simple format of a 2-line introduction, and then followed by the main answer, and then in the end, a line of conclusion. So the first question is, write short notes on the Siamese twins Chandan and Tara. So only the points I have incorporated here. You can elaborate this, or the elaborated version can be downloaded from my study material component. So the question asked is to write short notes on the Siamese twins Chandan and Tara. So the points that you can expand are: Chandan and Tara are Siamese or conjoined twins in Tara by Mahesh Dattani. They symbolize gender discrimination, emotional trauma, and identity struggles. They both are born at the chest they are conjoined at the chest with 3 legs, and a surgery separates them in childhood. But the surgery, wherein the third leg was better suited for Tara, is given to Chandan due to the patriarchal bias. You can elaborate on patriarchal bias there. Tara becomes disabled. Remember, she is not born naturally disabled, but patriarchy literally awards her with disability and her health declines as a result. Tara is lively, intelligent, emotionally strong, and deeply bonded with her twin Chandan. While on the other hand, Chandan is sensitive, guilt ridden, changes his identity to Dan after Tara's death. The twins represent one soul divided by societal injustice and gender expectations. Their pure sibling bond contrasts with adult prejudice and patriarchal decisions. And in the end, you can write the conclusion that the play critiques family choices, patriarchy, and lasting effects of gender bias. The second question, write a short note on Mr. Patel. More or less, all these questions can be taken as character sketches. So, who is this Mr. Patel? Mr. Patel, the father of Chandan and Tara, appears caring but is shaped by patriarchy. He prioritizes family reputation and societal expectations over ethics. He has a key role in surgery decision, like given to Chandan despite better chances for Tara. That is to say, he doesn't involve himself directly, but when he knows that his wife's father is has decided to give the leg to Chandan, he doesn't resist, though it is his children that the decision is being taken by someone else. His decision is driven by gender bias and preference for son's future. He acts with support of an influential father-in-law and shows passive complicity by abiding with his father-in-law's patriarchal decision. Mr. Patel can be taken as a symbol of how societal norms silence morality and justice, the strained relationship with his wife Bharati, and how his family image versus hidden intentions can be seen in the play. He feels guilt and regret, but avoids facing consequences. Mr. Patel represents traditional patriarchal Indian male shaped by privilege. He is a central yet tragic figure. His choices seal Tara's fate. The third character sketch, the question asked is Bharati. Bharati, mother of Chandan and Tara, the conjoined twins, is an emotionally complex and tragic figure. She had a love marriage with Mr. Patel. She is the only daughter of her father, a rich industrialist. She is a good woman. And when the twins are born, she also tries to be a good mother. But then the bad surgery decision ruins her life. Appears loving and affectionate, especially towards Tara. She shows overprotectiveness towards Tara because her actions are rooted in hidden guilt. Involved in unethical surgery decision, wherein it is chosen to favor Chandan over Tara. When her father makes the decision as a mother, she knows it is wrong, but yet she abides by it because she feels it is better to keep silent as her father and her husband know better. But later she is tormented by conscience and tries to compensate with excessive care for Tara. She represents both victim and enabler in patriarchal family system. Bharati submits to her father's authority and societal expectations. Her emotional health declines. She becomes unstable and reliant on painkillers, and ultimately guilt and helplessness dominate her later life. In the end, Bharati becomes a symbol of how patriarchy damages women both as victims and participants. The next character sketch, Dr. Umakant Thakkar. He is the surgeon who performs the separation of Chandan and Tara. He is a respected medical professional but influenced by Patel's family pressures. He indulges in the surgery to separate the twins, but the surgery decision is biased. Third leg given to Chandan despite better odds for Tara. So Dr. Thakkar represents science compromised by gender bias and societal expectations. Dr. Thakkar becomes morally compromised by complying with patriarchal influence. Dr. Thakkar can be taken as a symbol of professionals enabling injustice through passive complicity. That is to say, when something wrong is happening, knowingly they do it. So such a person can be known as a passive, or such a behavior can be known as passive complicity. Dr. Thakkar's misuse of medical authority leads to Tara's disability and Chandan's guilt. He faces no accountability, and his attitude reflects protection of privilege and power structures. So, Dr. Tucker's presence symbolizes secrecy, guilt, and societal hypocrisy. So, in the end, we can say that his being neutral in discrimination also means that Dr. Tucker is a complice in injustice. Rupa. Rupa is a minor but significant character. She's a neighbor and acquaintance of the twins. Uh, when the twins and the family shift from Bangalore to Mumbai for medical treatment, it is in Mumbai that the twins run into Rupa, or more specifically, Rupa makes a pretend of running into the twins. In fact, she painstakingly makes sure that she becomes a friend of the twins. Rupa is gossip loving, casual, and somewhat self centered personality. She represents the normal society with its prejudices and insensitivity. Rupa makes tactless remarks about Tara's disability. Being a friend, she mocks Tara's disability. She is ignorant but not openly cruel. Tara reflects everyday discrimination faced by people with disabilities. So you can say that Rupa is a symbol of everyday people that we face in society who do not mince words while mocking others' problems. Rupa shows preference for Tara, reinforcing that Tara's sense of being undervalued. Though she is a friend of Tara, yet she feels Chandan is a better choice. Rupa highlights Chandan's discomfort with social acceptance and guilt. Rupa can be taken as a symbol of society's casual reinforcement of stigma and bias. Rupa reveals Tara's emotional isolation and the hypocrisy of social behavior. Through her, Dattani critiques subtle, unconscious forms of discrimination. Grandfather. The grandfather here in question refers to Bharati's father, an industrialist and an ex-MLA who is very rich. He never appears on the stage, but his influence shapes the play's tragedy. In fact, his name is also not mentioned. So, this man is extremely wealthy, politically powerful, and a patriarchal figure looming in the shadow. In fact, he is the puppet master through the strings of whom all the characters dance to his tunes. He holds strong control over Bharati and Mr. Patel. He has a key role in surgical decision and he favors Chandan over Tara. Gender bias can be clearly seen in the grandfather as he values male heir's future over the granddaughter's well-being. Tara is forced to sacrifice, leading to disability and trauma. So, this grandfather is a symbol of invisible but powerful forces of tradition and patriarchy. The grandfather reflects generational oppression of women through Bharati's submission. He represents inherited social injustice and blind respect for tradition. The grandfather is central to conflict, despite physical absence, embodies patriarchal dominance. The second question, according to Dr. Umakant Thakkar, how did Mr. Patel's twins make medical history? According to Dr. Umakant Thakkar, the Patel twins case is extremely rare and it is a more complex medical challenge. They both were born conjoined at the chest, sharing three legs. Surgical separation is considered a landmark event in Indian medical history. Dr. Tucker views the case as a clinical success and professional achievement. The operation brought media and academic attention and is seen as a progress for Indian surgery. But the hidden truth is the decision on the third leg was given by gender bias, not medical reasoning. Dr. Tucker compromised ethics and he favored Chandan due to family and societal pressure. Tara is left disabled while Chandan is burdened with guilt. Surgery is historic medically, but morally and emotionally, it results in a tragic ending. So the surgery symbolizes science without ethics and the influence of patriarchy in medicine. The movies watched by Chandan, Tara, and Rupa reflect the situation of the members in the family. Elaborate. More than twice, we can see that the twins, along with Rupa, sitting in the living room of their Bombay apartment, watch movies. The movies they watch also have a symbol. Movies in the play are more than entertainment, they mirror the characters' inner struggles. The reference to melodramatic Hindi films with sacrificing women and family conflict, Tara mocks film sentimentality. Yet, ironically, her life mirrors such tragic heroines. Tara becomes a victim of betrayal and gender discrimination within her own family, while Chandan's guilt and repression parallel conflicted male characters in the cinema. Movies provide the twins a temporary escape, a few moments of laughter and normalcy. In contrast, exaggerated on screen emotions versus silence about the real pain at home. The films that the twins watch symbolize hidden longing for justice, equality, and acceptance. Rupa enjoys films superficially, failing to see their reflection in Tara's life. Movies act as both mirrors and masks, revealing suppressed truths while hiding them under distraction. Examine the difference in treatment towards Chandan and Tara by the parents. This is a definite question you can expect in the exam. The central theme of the answer is the unequal treatment of Tara and Chandan by parents. The unequal treatment reflects the patriarchal mindset in the family and society. Mr. Patel favors Chandan. He has a key role in surgery decision, giving the leg to son. He is influenced by wealth and tradition. Male child's future valued more, while Mrs. Patel, that is Bharati, shows affection for Tara but is driven by guilt. Remember, it is not genuine affection, but the guilt that makes her become an affectionate mother. She overprotects Tara, making her feel different and dependent. Chandan becomes conflicted. He benefits from bias, but he is burdened with guilt. Tara becomes strong and intelligent, but is denied equal opportunities. There are two such occasions wherein she is denied opportunities which are provided for Chandan. The first, wherein she is asked to where she wants to go to college, but the father doesn't even ask her whether she wants to go to college. While on the other hand, he forces Chandan to enroll for a course, which Chandan refuses. And on the second, later, he asks Chandan, or in fact, he orders Chandan to come to office. While on the other hand, Tara is more strong and intelligent than her twin, and the father doesn't encourage the daughter coming to the office. Bias causes lasting harm. Tara suffers physically and emotionally, Chandan with guilt and identity crisis. Dattani critiques gender inequality in Indian families through parental bias. The fifth question. What are the aspirations of Mr. Patel for Chandan and Tara, and what steps does he take in making them true? Mr. Patel claims to care for both children, but action shows gender bias. Aspirations are centered on Chandan's bright future, while Tara's goals are minimal. He has a key role in surgery decision. Leg is given to Chandan despite better chance for Tara. The decision made with the father-in-law reflects patriarchal belief in male potential. He supports Chandan's higher education and opportunities abroad. No vision for Tara's career or future beyond the life in the apartment. He views Tara's gender and disability as limitations, ignoring her capability. Her parenting style is his parenting style emotionally distant, avoids consequences of his choices. Unequal aspirations causes Tara suffering and Chandan's guilt. The parent becomes a symbol of patriarchal fatherhood, investing only in the son. The second main. Now, these are questions which will be asked for 10 marks. So please read the instruction properly. Answer the following in about 2 to 3 pages each. The most important question that you can definitely expect in the exams: discuss the significance of the title Tara. How does it address the central issues in the play? The relevant points that you can explore are: the title Tara carries deep symbolic significance despite story involving both the twins. The focus on Tara highlights her as the true victim of family and societal injustice. So, surgical decision is biased. Third leg given to Chandan due to patriarchal preference. Tara, denied equal opportunity, suffers disability, trauma, and early death. Naming play after Tara is nothing but an attempt to reclaim narrative space for the marginalized girls. Tara symbolizes daughters forced to sacrifice and sidelined in families. The conflict is not between the twins, but between potential versus societal bias. Tara is the emotional core, lively, intelligent, yet restricted by discrimination. The title Tara emphasizes loss of what could have been, a silenced, wasted potential. Simplicity of the title contrasts with the play's complex web of emotions and guilt. The title forces audience to reflect on the gender bias, injustice, and hidden societal hypocrisy. Tara's name becomes her legacy, a voice for suppressed female identities. The second question, analyze the central theme of gender discrimination in the play. How does the play portray the societal preference for male children over female children? Central theme, gender discrimination shaped by patriarchy in family and society. So the twins' surgical decision can be considered a symbol of injustice. The third leg had better chance with Tara, but was given to Chandan due to gender bias. Decision based on belief that male child deserves more health, future life, etc. Tara is intelligent, witty, emotionally strong, yet denied a fair life. Her disability is socially imposed, not natural. Bharati, the mother, torn by guilt, initially compliant but later becomes overprotective, shows women too can internalize patriarchy. Chandan benefits from the bias but is burdened by guilt and he reinvents himself as Dan. Patel family is modern, urban, educated, yet upholds patriarchal norms. Highlights contradiction of how gender bias exists across class and education. The conjoined twins can be taken as a metaphor for boys and girls born equal but divided by prejudice. Bias is silent, hidden in small decisions with lifelong consequences. The play forces audience to confront unspoken family and societal biases. Reminder, human cost of gender inequality is devastating and irreversible. The third question, examine the character of Tara in the play. How does the character get along with the challenges posed by her physical condition and also the biases? Tara is the central character and emotional core of the play. Born as a conjoined twin, separated from Chandan through bias surgery. Left with one leg, she becomes a victim of gender discrimination. Despite disability, Tara is cheerful, witty, and spirited. She refuses to be seen as an object of pity, values dignity and independence. The emotional betrayal. Later, when she comes to know the truth about the surgery, it shatters the trust she had in her family, especially the mother, and she responds with maturity and disappointment, not hatred and revenge. And another thing to be noted is that strong bond with Chandan gives her comfort, yet she is left behind. In fact, she never hates Chandan for getting the other leg. That is one thing that should be clearly noted. She shows empathy, humor, and resilience despite suffering. Her deteriorating health is a symbol of how bias erodes potential. The tragic end of Tara highlights silent voice of discrimination. Tara represents the ignored girl child in a patriarchal society. Tara can also be seen as a symbol of unrealized potential and, and suppressed humanity. She is a victim of injustice yet faces life with grit, humor, and dignity. Through Tara, Dattani voices the human cost of gender bias. The fourth question, evaluate the impact of societal norms on individual lives as depicted in Tara. How do these norms shape the character's destiny? Tara can be considered a social critic. The play explores how societal norms and patriarchal values distort destinies. The play focuses on Tara and Chandan, conjoined twins in an urban upper middle class family. The surgical separation decision favors Chandan despite Tara having a better chance. The decision is driven by male preference, wealth, and influence, not ethics or fairness. The impact on Tara can be seen that she is denied a fair life due to gender bias. She is forced into physical disability and emotional neglect. It represents crushed potential limited by social constructs, not ability. The impact on mother can be seen that initially she agrees to the bias decision, she becomes complicit in patriarchy, but later consumed by guilt, protectiveness, and emotional instability, and ultimately she suffers a breakdown and is admitted to the mental asylum. She is a symbol of how society suppresses female agency even in educated families. The impact on Chandan can be seen that he benefits from bias but burdened with lifelong guilt and emotional conflict. He suffers from the survivor's trauma for that matter. He struggles with identity, lives abroad as Dan to escape past, but he is unable to do so. Chandan or Dan represents the psychological cost of privilege. So the broader social message that we get in the play is patriarchal norms operate silently through love, silence, and conformity. Even progressive families can perpetuate gender inequality. Personal tragedy exposes collective societal failure. Dattani urges questioning of inherited beliefs and gender biases. Examine the fifth question. Examine the character of Chandan Dan. How does this transformation reflect the play's exploration of guilt, identity, and the search for redemption? Chandan is the twin brother of Tara, later assumes a new identity as Dan. He shares a deep emotional bond with Tara, treating her as an equal, more sensitive and vulnerable than Tara, despite societal preference for males. His parents, influenced by grandfather, gives the third leg to Chandan instead of Tara. Though not his choice, he gains at Tara's cost and he develops a lifelong sense of guilt and conflict. Tara's death leaves Chandan devastated. He moves to London later after Tara's death and lives as Dan. It is an attempt to bury the past. His name change from Chandan to Dan is nothing but an attempt to escape and repression, not healing. He is haunted by memories and writing about Tara. His narrative is filled with pauses, confusion, and emotional intensity. He cannot forgive himself or family. He is carrying the psychological burden of privilege. Chandan's journey can be considered as a metaphor for identity crisis and moral responsibility. Transformation of Chandan is to avoid family, that is the sole living member, his father, not redemption. True healing lies in acceptance and truth, not escape. Thank you.